Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in. I'm Sargel18, episode 35 of Unchained. Life starts after death, plus heaven's graveyard of souls. And tonight I'm going to show you at the end some of my best orb pictures. I don't collect many of them. As I've said many times before, I wasn't really impressed with the orbs compared to the aliens and demons and all that I was meeting, but I am the discoverer of them, so I may as well show you what I consider to be good, and one of them is one of the best orb pictures in the world, and we'll see that later on. Okay. Oh, also too, hope everybody's doing fine. It's been a week since the election. As you can tell, people are freaking out on the left and the far left, pointing fingers and doing all kinds of shit like that, and well, just make sure you stay clear of crazy people. Oh, now, and the left is supporting that for Thanksgiving, if somebody in your family voted for Trump, please ask them to leave. You don't want to be around them. And that's okay psychologically. So, for these stunads, I guess it is. Alright. Now, there is one thing that everyone knows about death. It happens, and it's permanent. The you that everyone knew is gone. And what comes next is left up to debate. Many believe there's nothing after death, and many believe that there is life after death. Well, I'm going to tell you now, there is life after death. But it's a life that you really have no idea of, or how it exists. You don't know how it feels and how it makes you feel, this afterlife. Now, you can read the Bible and the other religious texts all you want, which gives you guidelines of what's to come after death. But the feel and experience you will not have or understand until you die. The only way that I can tell you to glimpse a little of that reality is through the statements that people make after they have a near-death experience or NDE, like myself. We're bringing back the life after death experience and information and giving it away freely to you. So you should really pay attention to not just me, but other NDEs. You can go on YouTube, you can see all you want. Many different types. Now, if you watch if you watch NDEs on YouTube, you get a variety of experiences, mostly good. But there are other types also that wouldn't be considered good. But one thing they do have all in common is every one of these souls that gives you the story of their NDE will be coming back to Earth incarnate to finish their soul development and eventually reach heaven. My time in heaven was normal for a heavenly soul. I was blown away once I got a grasp of it. Everything was beautiful in every spectrum of reality, colors, sounds, smells, everything. But my soul was created during creation by God with one thing in mind: structure. And I've been stating that for over 30 years publicly. I am a being of structure. They send me in when they need new structure in reality. And that's what I'm best at. Like the orb discovery. It created a broad new structure all over the world, giving humanity a new insight of just what's outside of their reality. And Devron and I made it so everyone with a camera can get them, just strengthening the structure to its highest level. Yeah, you could talk to you blue in the face, but if you can show people how to do it and they get it, oh, they're going to freak out. And they're going to learn. Right, the structure, I create the structure to the highest levels possible And as example, that's exactly what I did when I was the Witch of Endor 4,000 years ago. Because of me, Israel was eventually born. And as a footnote, the Witch of Endor is where the word witch and its meaning started and came from. So I started that structure too, and look how far that's gone. It's still around. Now, that's a pretty big job for a soul to achieve, but of course I completed it. I also have a number of lives that I have made structure reality changes. One in ancient Tibet. I'm a special boy who around 10 years old who just sits in this beautiful temple at the top of a mountain and thinks. And people bring me food and things like that. Well, only a few people, like other monks and all. And I have talked with myself as that a number of times, and the intelligence is far-reaching. In the Dark Ages in Europe, I was a dark wizard. And I was so powerful, I even had my own castle. Which I guess is pretty cool for a wizard, right? Now, this is 100% the truth. I was personally present at the crucifixion of Christ. I had a special job there too. I think that's why he tapped me on the shoulder when we met in 2004. Like he knew me. Like, hey buddy. And now I know why. Yes, I was at the crucifixion. And I actually played a role in it. Not part of, doing that, but yes, I played a role, a good role in it. Okay, for this video, I will explain if a soul doesn't make it. Heaven has what you would call a soul graveyard. Every soul in heaven knows about it, but only a select few, not me, have control over it. It's not talked about because the fact that it exists at all is vibrationally heavy. Heaven is a light, good, not heavy vibration. So us souls from, I can personally say from the third level of heaven, we don't talk about it, but we all know it. And knowing, I told you, it comes in a vibration. You just kind of like know everything at that point. It's really cool that if you're into knowing things, and I'm into knowing things. Devron wanted me to give this information out now. For some reason, he didn't say why, but I will tell you this. This is the very first time that humanity will hear about the graveyard in heaven, the soul graveyard in heaven. This is the first. So you're getting the information first. Devron and me talked about it. We decided how to present it, and now you get it. Okay, when a person dies, their soul separates from the body and goes to the 7 levels. 6 of these levels are for learning and reincarnation. The 7th is the 3rd level of heaven, where I come from. 99% of near-death experience stories are from these first 6 levels, which include hell, purgatory, and other suffering realities. And then there's thousands of positive places also where it's comfortable for learning. So you really got to be messed up in order to go to hell or purgatory or one of these other negative places as a penalty, really, I guess. I believe I spent some time in hell many thousands of years ago, but it was only brief and it was for experience. And no, I did not start any structure there. I just want to get the hell out of there. But what happens to a soul when it doesn't learn to rise up? The soul just keeps coming back and doing the same wrong thing over and over and over again. At one point, Devron will take the soul back, strip it of all experience, and then it's taken as a pure soul energy back to the place of the pool of soul energy that God gave Devron in the beginning to make souls. So they strip it of all knowledge. It's just pure soul energy, and they dump it back in a pot. stir it up and all that, and Devron makes more souls. Gets mixed in all over the place. During the stripping of experience part, the soul goes to a place of nothingness. It's not dark, but neutral. No features are seen. Think of it as a lighted room full of white, thick smoke. You see no details. You're just there. A soul could be there for a while. This is what we call heaven's graveyard. It's like a recycling plant for souls, and a soul really has to not be able to learn to get there. Then when it's done stripping, it's put back in the mix, ready for Devron to make it into a new soul, as I just said. Yeah, so God never wastes anything. And he has the right beings like Jesus and Mary and Michael and Devron and Mother Teresa, Jesus, all these. He has all these working for him. It's kind of like what Trump's doing with the government right now. He's putting the best of the best in, whether they're political or not, because he wants the job done right. And that's the same way God sets it up, kind of. Yeah. This graveyard is very logical for this place. It's very logical for this place to exist at all. No one in heaven wants any soul to go there, but some have to. So please try your best in learning while you're here, and your soul will never have to go there. But after the soul goes there, gets stripped, gets put back in a big pot energy of souls, it will return and start incarnating again to learn from the very beginning. From the very beginning. All right, now let's take a look at some orb pictures. I just wanted to get that out to you, especially the fact that no one's ever heard it before. This is the first for you. Just like my orb discovery and my alien contact discovery and all that. We're all first for humanity. Now, let's take a look at some of my orb pictures. Some you've seen, some you haven't. But again, I didn't really put a lot of stock into them at the time because these little balls were showing on the film and the pictures. And only since contact. I was taking the same pictures and with the same equipment months before, the same way, and didn't get an orb until contact happened and the door opened. And that says a lot. All right, now this one, this was one of my better ones. Right here, you have the blue Endorian good orb chasing the red dragon orb at the vortex, and I shot this as clear as you could get, and it cut it off. It was going to attack me and come up from the bank. I was at the top of the hill, and it was coming up slow and get me, and it came in and just took it out. I have great protection at the vortex, and I have great protection here, except the attack that happened in my garage. But that was for a reason, and I know what that is now. Again, Sandra's great picture of a lizard alien inside his orb body, and he stuck his head out and looked at us as he went by. I mean, you just don't get pictures like this. This is fantastic stuff. Sandra got that one. That was great. Let's see what this one is. Oh, here, and I have a number of pictures like this. You know, you can shoot orbs, or you can shoot light beings, or whatever. But what's the chance of getting a number of them in one shot? I'm at the edge of the river here. This is about 60, 70 feet out over the river. And what you see is, you see an orb on the left. Then right to the right of it, you see a light rod, which I haven't shown you guys yet about them. Some of them are weapons. And then you have a dragon orb, pinkish red, vibrating to the right of that. All in one picture. All in one picture. This was a neat one. The reason I'm showing it is that's Sandra under the bridge. Now you can get an eye. Sandra's, 5'4". Look at the size of that column. Okay, that's just the bottom part of it. That's how big this bridge is. And I shot this blue orb that she was communicating with at the time. About, well, look at it. It's got to be about 60, 70 feet from me, proving that it's not dust in front of the camera lens, and it's way the hell out there, and it was pretty large. Just a nice orb picture. Orbs, orbs, orbs. All right. Now, this one is interesting. I was down by the bank where that little island is across the way where I can't get to, where all these beings come. They come out of the rocks, off the bridge, and then they go down the path and cross the water to this thing, and they're all hanging out there. I don't know what it is. I got no information on it. But I'm standing there one night, and I turn and I see a reddish orb, or pinkish red orb, and I took the picture, and instead of disappearing, the thing got pissed off and started bombing me, trying to hit me, I guess, coming at me. So I let off 6 different pictures in a matter of 60 seconds and caught it every time. And here is that picture. Here's that thing. It's the same moving orb. Total time 60 seconds. Taken November 24th, 1998. Wow, by myself. But look, you see it. It's going that way. Then in the next picture, it's coming down. Then the next picture, it's spreading. The next picture, it's multiplying. Then it becomes more solid again, and there it is again. All in 60 seconds, the same orb. Unheard of. And at least, well, this wasn't that far. This was about 15, 20 feet from me. That's it. It kept coming at me. I kept taking pictures until it disappeared. All right. Now this one, just a quickie tonight. Oh, here we go. This is a dragon. You can see it's over the rock leading from the bridge down the path to the vortex. There's my symbol, S18, painted on the rock, which you've seen a number of times. And it's just hanging out there, and this is easily 60 to 80 feet from me. It's a great picture. Clean. You want to take pictures of orbs, you got to take them as clean as possible. No dust, no wind blowing, nothing like that. Now here, I'm in Mysterious Valley in Denver. In Colorado, outside of Denver, Mysterious Valley with, those are all big famous speakers that you see there, and some regular people, all wanting to come and see me, and on command, I shot this orb right over the center of the group and blew them away. It was vibrating through, and that has to be 40, 50 feet from me. Yeah, they were blown away by that. I forget who the real famous, he writes a lot of books. Not a bad guy. Very few of the famous that I like, and he's not a bad guy. Okay, now this picture is the best orb picture in the world because it gives you all the information that they exist, that it's at least 20, 25 feet from me, and it has a tree branch going through it and a person to the right leaning down as they're walking down under these trees to get to that mountain part. So the reference is everywhere with this, that this is a solid orb in 3rd dimension with a tree branch sticking through it. And here it is. Now you see here, if you look to the left, you see a tree there and you see the greenish orb. If you look to the right of that, you see this person leaning down as they're going. And this person is about 5'9", 5'10". So that'll give you a distance. There's so many different figures here to get accurate distances and everything else about this. But when I looked at the orb, this was the first time I seen this. If you look to the bottom right, I blew it up. You have a tree branch sticking right through the center of the orb. You see the branch coming from the tree, then you don't see the branch, and then you see the branch coming out of the middle and going. This means that that orb is there in that distance from me, solid in 3rd dimension, and obviously it can go right through matter. This is the best orb picture in the world, is right here. And I got it. I tell you, I got more stuff in my evidence coffer than anyone. Anyway, and so many different varieties and different types of evidence that it's ridiculous. I hope this has helped you out about the Heaven's Graveyard, because you do want to learn. What I'm trying to put forth here is you do want to learn, you do want to do good, and you do want to eventually go to heaven. You don't want to have to go to purgatory or hell or one of these other sad places that you could go to. And when you go to hell, you're actually still learning too. Purgatory is a little different. There's a lot of different aspects that go with that are all negative. But just keep trying, keep praying, keep being a good person. You walk up to a door and you see an elderly lady coming up who's having trouble walking. Hold the door for her. I told people for over 33 years that the easiest way to get to heaven, because they think it's all these type of like outrageous things, and well, basically hold the door open for somebody else. Give someone a quick hand, maybe getting in their car or helping them get something in, without thinking of yourself, without thinking of getting paid anything. And that's how you make it to the 7th level, where the 3rd level of heaven is. I want everybody to stay prayed up, and peace out.